Mr. Kidd.
Billy, yes.
Paul Wozniak from Tri 102.5 in Fort Collins.
Hi, Paul. How are you?
I'm well. You?
I am doing great because it's snowing like crazy up here.
Yeah, it's dumping from what I hear, right?
Well, we had about 2 feet this weekend, and it's still snowing right now. And we are just looking at a great opening day in the powder season this year.
Yeah, I mean, that's so exciting whenever we get a good start, isn't it?
Are you going to come up and help me pack it down?
Absolutely. You better
All right,
believe
good.
it. Yeah. Well, you're obviously doing your job because I know you're director of skiing, but you're in charge of the snowstorms, right?
Exactly. I'm looking really smart this year.
Well, it's great to talk to you. I'm super excited about another season at Steamboat. I'm sure everybody up there is as well.
Oh, absolutely. I think no matter where you are, if you're a skier or a snowboarder, you're so excited at this time of the year. I remember growing up in Vermont and driving, 4 hours over to ski on Mount Washington on gravel. There were sparks kicking up from my steel edges on my skis. It was the first day, and I was excited.
Yeah.
But when you can get a possibility of, 4 or 5 feet, we've had 3.5 feet of snow just in the month of November, and we've had almost 5 feet of snow this year so far. And now we're talking about another possible foot before opening day on Wednesday.
It's hard for our smiles to get much bigger after an epic year like we had last year. A great beginning, solid snow throughout, and then it looks like we're starting that way this year.
Well, I think we're so lucky to live in Colorado here and have, just great years. Even bad years are really good compared to any other place in the world. But, when you can have consistent snow and especially powder snow, I think anybody that has skied more than a couple days and learned how to turn both ways now identifies with powder skiers in powder right up to their chin. And this year, I think, is just going to be amazing because normally, Paul, what I say is we're going to have a lot of powder, so make sure you got your snorkel, otherwise you can't even breathe. Now, this year, I'm saying we're going to have an incredible year. This year, you're going to need scuba gear to breathe.
Yeah, periscope or something.
It's just going to be outstanding, yes.
Billy Kidd joining us for talking about the upcoming ski season and many other things. I've been spending as much time as I possibly can in Steamboat over the past couple of years, and I've skied all over Colorado, but there seems to be something magic about Steamboat, and the physical manifestation of that, one thing is hot water flows from the ground in Steamboat. When people say, hey, where should I go? I say, listen, you want to go to where the magic is. And hot water flows from the ground in Steamboat. The aspen groves are like nothing else. I mean, do you think there's a little magic there?
Oh, I think so. I've been lucky enough to travel all over the world. I was on the U.S. ski team for many years and skied throughout Europe and South America and Australia and New Zealand and even Antarctica and Iran. I've skied so many places.
I've seen that YouTube video of you in Iran, by the way.
Yeah, that was a really interesting trip. And, skiing in Japan is fascinating. But, living and getting a chance to spend so much time here in Steamboat, I found that it's really magical also. And the hot springs here are medicinal.
Yeah.
The Ute Indians used to call them medicine springs here in Steamboat. And so, to have powder snow, hot springs, year-round activities, little lakes to sail on, and then to produce so many Olympians, more Olympians have come out of Steamboat than any other place in North America, and I think more than any place in the world.
I went on a horseback ride with Ray Hyde.
That's a treat, isn't it?
Yeah, one of the last times I was up there, and he was telling me old stories about Bud Werner, Mount Werner, of course, named for him. And he said that Bud Werner never lost a ski or never finished second in a ski race. He either won or he crashed. Is that true?
That's it. It is. He was my hero when I was growing up. I was in Vermont and had pictures of Buddy Warner on my wall. I wanted to ski like Buddy Warner. Buddy, coined that phrase of, there's only two places to finish in a ski race, first or fall. But who cares who came in second in the Olympics, It's only the gold medal that counts.
That was a trip. I mean, it was like I was right behind Ray, and I really didn't know who he was until he started telling me some old skiing stories. And he talked about you, of course. He said he was there when you won, when you became the first U.S. man to win an Olympic medal. Yeah,
we were about the same age, and he was an Olympic skier, and the times were really interesting at that time. In the '64 Olympics, that was the last year we had wooden skis and leather boots, and the release factor in the bindings was when the screws pulled out of the ski. Ouch! But I sure am happy for modern equipment and snow grooming and especially this powder snow.
Well, it makes it easier for everyone. It makes the sport more accessible to everyone, and what I think is the funnest sport on the planet. And people who go to Steamboat can have a chance to ski with you. And when I skied with you, I've managed to catch you a couple of times and skied with you the one time. And I thought that it was just going to be a meet and greet, and you'd tell us some stories about the Olympics, and then we'd be done. But it was like a full-fledged hour-long lesson that literally changed the way that I ski.
Well, for the better, I hope.
Well, yeah. I mean, with my hands out wide, I can balance way better. And I just never realized what those little things could make such a difference. So has it always been like a clinic when you ski with people at 1 o'clock at Steamboat?
Yeah, I started doing that in the early 70s, because, I remember what it was like to be 12 years old growing up in Stowe, Vermont, and the Olympians came to town, and I got a chance to watch them. And, I know that when people watch the Olympics on television, it's, go America. But I try to tell people, watch Ted Ligety, watch Bodie, watch Lindsay, watch Michaela Schifrin. Here's what they do, and here's how you can apply it to your own skiing. And then I say, well, what do you think you have in common with Bodie and Lindsay? And people think, oh, nothing. They are nuts. 90 miles an hour on solid ice. Well, what do you think Bodie and Lindsay are thinking about in the starting gate before they go down the downhill course?
You're going to be crazy.
Don't fall down.
Right.
Right? Isn't that the same thing that you want to do, is get down the hill without falling down?
It's true.
So watch the Olympians. Feet apart, knees bent, hands out. Make round, smooth turns, never sharp turns. As you know, Paul, beginners make sharp turns.
Yeah.
And they're skidding sideways. They're upside down a lot. The World Cup and Olympic skiers, they never make sharp turns. They always try to round the turn out. And when you do that, skiing becomes effortless because now you let the skis do the work for you. And if you keep your hands out, you can keep your balance. And then skiing is really easy.
Are we going to have a chance to get up and ski with you? Are you going to continue to ski with folks at 1 o'clock, meeting at the top of the Thunderhead there?
Yes, I do, and I hope you'll come back now, because as I remember, Paul, when we were skiing together, you were on your way to the Olympics.
I still am.
All right, good. Well, I tell people on my 1 o'clock run that my clinic comes with a money-back guarantee that I will get you another step closer to the Olympics.
And when I win, I'm going to say I owe it all to Billy Kidd. He taught me everything I know.
You are very smart to know your finish line interview already.
I'm ready. Yeah. All I have to do is get to the Olympics this year.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be exciting, Paul, as you know, with the World Championships coming to Colorado.
Yeah, to Beaver Creek, and Lindsay could be skiing in it.
Absolutely. And Bodie will be back and be ready. Ted Ligety, Michaela Schifrin, one of the greatest stories, at the Olympics last year. And, it's going to be an incredible opportunity for people to see the best skiers in the world up close. And I think it's going to be a great World Championships.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty cool thing that you can ski that Birds of Prey run. I took my nephews there last year, and to just stop on that slope and to imagine somebody, because I want to go down it as slow as I possibly can. They're going down it as fast as they possibly can.
Yeah, well, kids want to be like the Olympians, and so if they can ski down that trail, if they can even ski part of it, maybe not the steepest part because it's icy. They ice the big race courses down. They literally water them down, inject water into the snow, so that very few people, recreational skiers, could actually ski down the World Cup downhill courses and the World Championships and Olympics. It is just like a skating rink.
Huh.
When I was doing commentary at the Olympics one year, I wanted to tell the American audience what it's like skiing in the Olympics. So I went out and I stood in the middle of the men's slalom course about 10 minutes before the race started, and I said into my microphone, "The Olympic slalom is about to start. The course is well prepared, which means it's icy." Then I pushed off and I went down through the course on hockey skates.
Really?
Because if I told you it was icy, you wouldn't believe me. The racers make it look like powder snow.
That's how I felt sometimes growing up in Pennsylvania, like I could actually go down the hill on hockey skates. I've never seen anybody try it, though.
Well, I made it down I didn't go the full course, but I made it down enough to demonstrate that it is icy. But that's what you'll see at the World Championships. All the race courses will be just bulletproof ice, and that's what the racers want.
And that's what we won't see on Storm Peak at Steamboat because the snow is the opposite of that. It's soft, fluffy, and very deep, and just a great surface to ski on. So we look forward to seeing you there.
All the ice is in the ice cubes in your drink at Steamboat.
It's where it belongs.
Hopefully we'll see you up here, Paul, and bring your friends, up, because it's an easy ride, to come up here to Steamboat, and it's really worth it. But this year especially, we are going to need help packing down the powder. So will you come up and help us?
You better believe it.
All right, great.
Okay. Hey, thank you so much for your time, Billy. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, and I look forward to skiing with you again.
All right. Thanks, Paul.